Hello, Dick, and hello, Dickheads. This is the Facebook Group News interview session, and today I have Maxwell, the Silver Hammer Kimball, with me. He's somebody I've wanted to interview since I started this channel and pick his brain a bit. So to start off, Silver Hammer. For those who aren't aware of how you got that name or where it came from, how about you share that information with me? Who gave you that name and how did it come to be?
The Silver Hammer moniker came from Dick. When I first started calling into this show way back in maybe I think October or November of 2016, I guess. Yeah, around the time of the election. I think it was before before you hit 1 million downloads. But I originally started calling into the show because I wanted to fight the sleeping pedophile David Clegg, and I think the Silver Hammer is a reference to a Beatles song. And so I think when Dick heard my name and when Dustin was calling in to talk about the fight with Clegg, he just called me the Silver Hammer off the bat. Or I think it might have been Sean too. I can't remember who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Dick though.
I'm willing to bet Dick pulled the weird Beatles reference out of his ass about you fighting Clegg. The show advocates for people who have differences fighting all the time. Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you take any?
I think the Clegg fight was actually the first one too.
Right, and that's kind of where I was going with this. Do you take any pride that we had Asterios versus War of the Fanboys? We have a bunch of everyone I've interviewed wants a sword fight or fist fight somebody. Do you take any pride that maybe you were a huge culture addition or culture change of the Dick Show?
Yeah, it kind of it makes me happy that there's more people fighting. It gives me a sense of pride, but I wouldn't really want to take credit for starting that whole thing. I wouldn't want to do that.
Now, have you ever been in any fights other than Clegg throughout your life? And if so, how did it go?
I've been in one fight when I was really young. Me and my two other friends beat up these 3 other guys. That was when I was 8, and so it was kind of a draw. But since then, I haven't really been in any fights.
Well, if it's 2-on-3 and it's a draw, I'd consider that a win.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of fights, you issued a 7-minute video, complete silence. And at the very end, you challenged Madcucks to a fight. What's going on between you guys?
Madcucks he's just constantly shilling his dumb show, Here's What I Don't Get, which has been complete garbage ever since the ever-talented, probably one of the most talented, entertaining, hilarious people on the internet in the history of the internet, Joel Chaco. That his show, Here's What I Don't Get, I encourage everyone to go listen to it and see how shitty it is. But they got rid of Joel Chaco and Uncle Buck, the 2 original hosts. It's just Madcucks and his friend, but it's Madcucks out of character, so it's not funny. So I just make jokes on Twitter whenever he shows one of his shitty episodes. Hey, I'm like, hey, still no Joe Chaco. I'm gonna pass on this one. And I did this twice, 2 tweets, and then after the second one, he's like, "Fuck off, Kimball. He hasn't been on the show in a year." And I said, that's probably why no one's listened to it in a year. And then he's like, "Fuck you, Kimball," and he blocks me.
So we have a first conflict here with the stories, because Madcucks pretty much told me in my interview with him that you do this every episode for weeks and months.
Lying. That's a complete exaggeration.
Now, are you sincere when you say this, or are you trolling? Because I kind of alluded to him that I've been on the internet a long time. I think he's just trying to get a rise out of you. But, I mean, are you doing this in sincerity? Would you listen to the show if Joel Chaco was on?
Probably not, but I would like to hear more stuff from Chaco. Chaco's a cool guy. I was in a fantasy hockey league with him this year, so and that's another thing Madcucks lied about. He said that I don't even know Joel Chaco. I'm not a fan of Joel Chaco. So I've talked to Joel Chaco a lot. He helped me with some stuff when I was going to go to pro wrestling school because he's a pro wrestling guy.
One more thing about Madcucks. Madcucks referred to you as a 19-year-old dipshit. Any thoughts?
Yeah, he's completely right. I'm glad this fucking idiot is able to look at obvious things and make completely accurate observations. And the thing is, what does that say about him if he gets so sensitive and so upset if some what he calls 19-year-old dipshit is making fun of him? How fucking sensitive do you have to be to let the stuff that I say get under your skin? He's just a sensitive crybaby. He's fucking, he fucking blocked me. He's a lot of people on the Facebook group are saying that he's turning into Maddox. I'd probably say it's completely accurate.
I asked him about that because a lot of people in the Facebook group wanted me to inquire, is this an evolution of the Madcucks character? And he told me it wasn't. So maybe I think he just doesn't want to deal with a lot of he considered it spam. I consider it spam to a certain degree if people fuck with him enough, but I don't know. It's a tough call.
Spam?
But
I'm not really sure if that's true.
yeah, I know. You got to remember the way he described it was that you were there every week, every other three fucking days, putting where's Chaco and shit like that.
I can show you the two tweets if they're on my account that's not currently banned, but if he made it seem like it was more than twice, he's completely lying.
Well, you guys had your showdown in Discord. Am I right about that?
Oh yeah, because he blocked me on Twitter. I just wanted to just poke him some more and see what other reactions I could get.
Great. Now, your issued fight to Madcucks, is there any particularities for how you want that fight to go down? I would imagine you would be the kind of guy to just want to meet up in an alley and throw down.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would love to fight Madcucks in a street fight. I would physically destroy him. He's a big fatty, and I'm not as fat, but I still at least work out, so I could probably physically trash him.
Out of all the fights that people have challenged and talked about here, I don't know what Diego looks like. Dustin wanted to sword fight Diego, but you versus Madcucks would be pretty competitive. That'd be a fucking brutal fight because both you guys are pretty big guys. It looks like both of you are pretty tall.
I think he's short though. I think he's like a shorter guy. I know I'm at least taller.
I don't know. I have weird memories in the back of my head of like Dick talking about Madcucks being like 6 foot. Who knows? Either way, I think that would be one of the more competitive and compelling fights in Dick Show history, especially compared to what we saw with the Stereos.
Do it for the Dick Show Super Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, I do have another Madcucks question. This is the last one, though. Dick is fond of you, as he is Madcucks, too. Do you think Madcucks would ever do anything behind the scenes to try and fuck you over from working out any opportunities with Dick?
No. I wouldn't want to make accusations like that. That seems kind of disrespectful to accuse someone of that sort of stuff. That seems like something Clegg would do. Yeah,
and it's a disrespectful question, but you can't blame. I'm just trying to get a rise out of somebody and try to dig a little deeper.
Oh yeah, I get you.
Yeah, give people a reason to want to fight, but
no. I usually contact if I ever want to talk to Dick, I'll usually do it like directly by email or some shit.
All right, so moving on to your challenge video. A common theme of your videos and streams is a prolonged period of complete and total silence. This includes you streaming you falling asleep, you cooking dinner, and now challenging Madcucks to a fight. What is going through your head during these streams? Are you high?
No, I'm not high. Hypothetically speaking, if there's any like law enforcement officers or DEA agents listening to this, I don't consume drugs. I don't like drugs. I'm very anti-drug.
Great.
In these streams, it's kind of like a meditative sort of state when I start staring into the camera and I'm just completely silent. I'm a big fan of absurdist art and like modern art sort of stuff. And so I mainly do these streams just to piss people off because I get a lot of comments saying, "Oh, thanks for wasting my time." And I'm like, that's kind of the point, dumbass.
Are you reading the comments during the streams?
Oh yeah, it's sometimes it's really hard to like not break when some of the comments are kind of funny.
I'm really intrigued about the sleeping stream because I watched like half of it. You're there. Are you really trying to fall asleep? Like what the hell?
Oh yeah, I'm usually asleep for most of them.
And then the stream ends when your phone dies.
No, it's on my phone, my computer. I have like my laptop.
Oh, okay. All right. And you don't feel weird having people watch you try to fall asleep?
No, it's funny. I don't know why I do it, but I feel like it's important to keep doing it though. So once I get unsucked and I get back into the Dick Show Facebook group, you can expect more of those streams to come out.
You say it's important, and I kind of agree. I can't explain why. In my head, I'm like, man, he has to keep doing those. He should keep doing those fucking streams. But
it's a weird combination of where I think I should keep doing it because it pisses people off because they get upset that I'm wasting my time. But it's a weird thing where it's like it's their fault for watching it. Like these people are kind of retarded, I guess.
Yeah, you're not forcing anybody to sit there and watch it go to bed. Okay, so you told me in private that getting up at 8:30 in the morning and doing this interview is the earliest you've gotten up in a very long time.
Yeah.
some people are under the impression you're in high school. If you're not, what time do you normally get up? Like, what is a typical day of Kimball? Because you said you were going to go to pro wrestling school and stuff. It sounds like you lead an interesting, not degenerate, but an interesting life.
I'm in college right now, and so I usually my earliest class is like at like 12:30, and that's my film class. So like the earliest I get up is like 11:30. And so I usually get up and I like brush my teeth and shit like that, which I assume Madcucks probably doesn't brush his teeth either. He probably brushes his teeth once a day. I do it 3 times a day because dental health is very important to me, and I'm assuming it's not to Madcucks. And when I probably punch him in the face, all his teeth will probably fall out, and that'll be funny. But after I get up and get ready, I go to school. I'm gonna go to my class, and I come home, and then I usually I have insomnia issues, so depending on if I didn't sleep at all last night, I'll usually pass out and wake up around 6 p.m. again. And then I'll finish, and then I just work on shit. Like I editing stuff I have to do, and then if I have homework, I do it. And then I just go to bed afterwards.
So a lot of sleeping for you.
No, it's kind of the opposite because I deal with this insomnia. And because it stems from like my unironic clinical depression, but sometimes I don't sleep for like more than 24 hours. Like that's how long I go between sleeping. But yeah, so I have a pretty fucked up sleep schedule. It sucks.
I used to be like that a lot too, especially when I first got into college. I think getting up like before 9 o'clock or at 9 o'clock, even like once a week, just fucking fixes everything. But everyone's different.
I feel more productive when I get up before like noon. I get more shit done.
Now, when you had the girls respond to Maddox's letter, how did you convince them to do that? What did you tell them beforehand? Are any of them dickheads now?
Oh no, none of them are dickheads. I don't think they care enough to follow this stuff. But when I first wanted to start making this video, I just like put out a thing on like my Instagram saying like, hey, like telling my friends, like, if you want to help me out this video, I just need you guys to read a letter. And that's all they knew. The 3 that read it, that's all they knew that going into it. I didn't tell them anything. I didn't give them any context. I just say, hey, like, I'm making this video. Do you guys want to read this letter and just give me your reactions to it and then answer some questions?
Afterwards, were they dumbfounded? Were they like, what the fuck is going on? Stuff like, and by the way, did they ever find out that they were actually on the Dick Show, which has 40, 50,000 listeners?
Mm-hmm. Sidebraid specifically, the one that everyone like fawned over. They really boost up her ego for everyone like praising her.
If I remember correctly, didn't Dick kind of
not a lesbian? Peach asked if she was a lesbian. That Sidebraid's not a lesbian.
Not a lesbian. Breaking news: you're not a lesbian. Good stuff. You mentioned to me after this interview, you're going to the Rekeita compound, or at least visiting. What's in store for Dickheads?
Me and Nick are filming the first episode of this new YouTube series I'm trying out called Jerking Off. It's basically
Jerking Off?
Yeah, it's basically like an interview format, but it's kind of like Hot Ones, but we're eating beef jerky instead.
You said it's an interview format called Jerking Off, where you're eating beef jerky?
Yep. That's basically what it is. And that should be done by like 420.
You met with Nick Rekeita before. How did that go down? Like, would you guys just get lunch or something? Because there's a classic picture of you guys out there. And what happened the first time?
So the first time I actually met Nick, it was at Road Rage Chicago. And he was like one of the guys we'd hang out with. We even had lunch that day with like all the other dickheads we were hanging out with. And then the second time I met him was when him and his kids were coming over like to the part of the state where I live, and I just want to see if you'd like do a quick cameo for a video I was making about the flat earth. And that's where that picture comes from.
Was it weird at all? Like he's with his family, then he has to meet up with you, who's significantly younger. Was it all good?
I don't know. I don't know what his family thought. I think that he just told me that he was getting coffee or something because we met him at like a coffee shop. But it was fine. Like, Nick's a cool dude. He's probably one of the nicest guys I've met from the Dick Show groups.
Yeah, definitely. Let me see if I have anything else here.
He's not some like fucking fat neckbeard faggot like the guys who hang out on the Reddit.
Man, God bless you for bringing it up. I wanted to pick your brain a little bit with your allegiances and affiliations. Do you have any experience on the Reddit? How to go down? What's your thoughts on those guys?
Reddit from time to time. You can find me there at like Suge Knight AMA. I don't like going there because I think everyone there is retarded, and I think they think they're smarter than they actually are. And I think that's a common theme throughout Reddit as a website as a whole. I think it's something that stems from the weird way that they assign point values for like their comments and their posts. I think it's a very bad website for discussion in general because like the whole system of downvotes and upvotes. I just feel like it's bad for discussion. I don't know. There's a lot of pretentious people on Reddit. If you go on Reddit as a whole, you look at like type of stuff that's popular, like r/atheism or just Rick and Morty. Like it's just like the most pretentious fucking people. They think they attribute way too much like intelligence to themselves that's actually like appropriate. And
I love that explanation of Reddit, especially with the subreddits that are popular and how the way they communicate on there and the way people get upvotes is fucked. And that is
it's all references. Like none of them are actually like they're all. It's not even funny. Like it's just like it's like a whole big circle jerk, which is like, oh god, I hate Reddit as a whole. Exactly. Specifically on the Dick Show Reddit is that they miss a lot of jokes that I'm trying to make because I think they're trying to be too smart like than they actually are, which I said before. Like with like the Peach stuff when after Road Rage Chicago, like them and like a lot of people on the Facebook lost their minds. Like a lot of white knights came after me saying like, "Oh, how dare you insult my waifu Peach?" I'm like, dude, fucking get over yourself. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I remember that. I actually remember that very fondly in the Reddit group, them freaking out. So they probably have negative sentiment towards you since then, right?
Yeah, Reddit, you can go fuck yourselves. I could probably take any of you faggots in a fight. I'd physically trash you. I'd pick you up by the ears and throw you up against the concrete wall.
Silverhammer, who do you want to fight more? Madcucks or Clegg?
Probably Clegg because he deserves it more. He's an unironic, literal. He's a pedophile. I think Dick really needs to have Mumkey and me, or not even me, at least Mumkey on the show to talk about David Clegg about being a pedophile. I have like screenshots of someone sent me of him admitting to taking pictures of underage girls at a swimming pool. He's not a good dude. He needs to be like this needs to be talked about. Dick's mentioned it before, but I think he needs to like full on talk about it.
I would do anything to get Clegg back on the show. That's probably my favorite segment of all time is when Clegg went on there.
There's no way he would do it though.
Just because he got ass blasted last time?
No, because he loves Maddox so much. Like
he's a genuine Maddox fan.
He talks to Maddox all the time, I think.
If you remember, in The Biggest Problem, Maddox had that pedophile problem where he said pedophiles need help, they need to open up about it. Maddox is the reason Clegg got all this shit from the Dick Show.
Yeah, fucking... The normalizing of pedophiles is fucking disgusting.
I figured that'd be your answer, though, that you really want a shot at Clegg and you just want to beat the shit out of him. Because, Madcucks, you guys have your differences, but he's not actually a menace to society or anything.
Well, no. I have no real problem with Maddox. I'm mostly just joking around, but it seems that he doesn't understand that and he's taking everything too seriously.
Therefore, you got to fight.
Yeah. You got to beat the shit out of him.
All right, Silverhammer, I appreciate you getting up earlier than you've been up in years to do this interview with me. Both of us have gone up a little too early to do this, but it's fine. I appreciate being here today, man. Anything you want to plug? Anything you got going on you want to say before I let you go?
I mean, go check out my Twitter. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's the Swedish translation of the Silverhammer. I'll send it to you, and you can probably link it, I guess. But check out my YouTube channel, Maxwell Silver. That's where you'll see that new episode I'm doing with Nick. And I have other videos on there, like the one that I did with Nick earlier. He has a brief cameo in. Me and my buddy went around the city we live in, and we dressed up like Gopnik Russians. Like, those guys like the Adidas tracksuits and like the chains. We dressed up like those guys and like harassed people about the flat earth.
Yeah, I saw that. It was pretty funny, and it was
man.
ballsy of you to go up to people dressed like that and just outright say shit like that. I actually like that video a lot. That was good stuff.
Yeah, I'm planning another one like that where I go to like a hunting convention, and that's all. I don't want to actually spoil too much about that one. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so this has been the Dick Show Facebook Group News for the last couple of days. Silverhammer, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man.